You may be wondering what this series is about. It's basically about how I've been making monster concepts, and I usually just send out the info because it's fun, and probably most of these species are not gonna be main characters, but they're just gonna be like background. But it would be interesting to explain these. So now I'll start. It's for the concept art for the Undertale sequel Ayu. It's basically an Undertale Ayu, but then an Ayu itself. So it's Ayu. The species name, / nickname is called the Hikin. Baby-ewe. We'll be discussing the Were-ewe, which is this main species. The Hikin is just the young term for the Were-ewe because they look completely different. Their height is 1 to 2 feet. Weight is 10 to 30 pounds. Because they're very light. So they're light right now because they're very vulnerable. Where they live, usually by snowy areas, but can be common in many towns that have monsters and humans coexist. However, they need a daily dose of cold temperature. For example, freezing bath, shower, beverages always cold, food always cold, etc. Their fur can store cold energy. The monster fighting style. They don't have a fighting style, and they usually hide. They are defenseless. They won't attack. The element is ice. Herbivores. Anything that isn't from animal products they can't consume because they can't digest. They usually eat a bunch of fruits or vegetables which they grow in the snowy areas. There are some like plants that are able to like survive in the cold weather. And especially the grass nearby can still be there. When they are born, they are only able to drink sheep's milk, basically their mother's milk. Bio. The Hikin is the infant child stage of the Were-ewe. When being threatened by monsters / humans, they go over to their wolf form to hide from predators. They bury themselves in the snow if there is snow nearby. But wool is very soft and a lot of people think they are very huggable, which they are. Just so you might end up feeling cold afterwards. They're good to hug, mainly in hot weather. Females have no horns / saber-tooth teeth, which basically looks like this. For example, the species name / nickname, Were-ewe, adult Hikin. Ewe means a female sheep, but it's actually pronounced ewe in their name. However you like it, ewes and ewes are fine. Just don't call males as ewes in front of them. They'll most likely get mad. The height is 2 to 3 feet. The weight is 50 to 80 pounds. Where they live, usually what I just said, so it's the same thing. The monster fighting style. The Were-ewe has grown up to have 2 different fighting styles. They mainly use ice powers, but it's usually for physical combat fighting. They're not like most monsters that use special attacks from afar. Sheep form. They are mainly used for defense fighting styles, with their big tusk-like horns, if they're male, and their thick bodies from absorbing the cold. They can protect children, friends, and family. Females may not have horns, but they are slightly bigger than their male counterparts. Their horns are used in a way to deflect objects or to push out predators if they're too close. The wolf form. They are used for offensive combat fighting styles. The male have these saber-tooth-like teeth that help them be able to bite into their predators if needed to. The coldness inside the wolf has shifted into their arms and feet, but makes the body very vulnerable. The wolf's form's claws spout out due to them being extremely cold to the point their claws and parts that are affected are hard as steel. They slash at their predators with their big claws that are very sharp, and very rarely there could be a chance that one to all of those claws will be sticking in the predator as a last resort. Their claws can grow back within a week or two, but they have to be in defense mode until then. The element's still ice. Herbivore is still the same. However, they are able to now digest dairy products that are cold. Many birthdays and celebration parties in the species celebrate by having ice cream cake. They love ice cream cake, by the way. The bio. Humans and monsters love these little guys. The bigger they are, and however, the more huggable they get. They need to watch out on taking too much of their cold energy. The Were-ewe keeps track on how much hugs they get. There are very smart stores that have these little guys' job as being hugged to keep everyone cool in the summer. Of course, these stores have freezers that the workers chillin' to regain their amount of coldness needed. Their freezers are below freezing that most monsters can't handle. Honestly, the cold's not my thing, but I would hug them anyways because they're cute. But just for like a second. The concept. They are based on the saying of a wolf in sheep's clothing, but this time it's just sheep in wolf's clothing. Their design are a mix between a sheep and an Arctic wolf. They are also based off the design of those two beta wolves in Pokemon. There was a first design that looks completely different from the final. It had the same concept, but without the Arctic feel. I mean, the design is good, but I just didn't feel like Undertale. It just didn't feel like Undertale to me, and more like a Pokemon/Digimon design. I might use the beta design for a different series, but as for this design, this is going to be the final one for my project. They're going to be background characters. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this explanation. I hope this is a good first episode series, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.